Okay, hear me out. I don't plan on getting any more figures from the animated Batman line. There's just way too many of them. But if I could only pick one Batman villain, it's gotta be the Joker. And because I got this Batman, it only makes sense for me to get this Joker. That said, out of the 4 Batman animated figures, this is the weakest one of the bunch. Let's deconstruct this figure. I'm not the biggest fan of this Joker. I do prefer this outfit over the animated series one though. It is less baggy and it looks tailor-made. It also looks like he takes good care of it. But I don't like this face. They oversimplify the face, and those triangular eyes are unsettling. Why are they black with white pupils? Joker without his signature lips also looks weird. This figure does come with a lot of accessories, like Bud and Lo. Lo or Lou? I appreciate that they aren't exactly identical. One has an open mouth while the other has more of a grin. But I don't remember the dogs much from the cartoon. And just like the other Batman figures, this one comes with a stand as well. And he needs it. His ankles don't bend, so it's near impossible to balance him. Another thing I appreciate is the animation cell reproduction card. It is nice. Now onto more things I don't love. The overall figure looks cheap. It kinda has this Happy Meal toy look to it. The purple plastic for some reason don't match in various places. This usually happens when they try to match the colors on hard plastic and softer rubber. But in this case, it appears that the entire figure is made out of the same plastic material, so I don't know what is causing the mismatched colors. They provided a bunch of hands, including this one that looks like it's meant to be used with a weapon. Except, this figure did not come with any. An open palm would have made more sense. I am quite critical of this Joker, but this design of his is quite reminiscent of his look from The Return of the Joker, and I love that design of his, so I'm gonna give him a makeover. That way, Joker will fit right in with the other 3 Batman figures I got. So, hello, this is Ken. I like making things. Whether it's repainting my figures or making diorama displays, I love making things look awesome. My goal is to elevate my figures so they can shine on my display. Join my DIY adventure as I ask myself the same question every week. Can I make it? Let me work on the colors first. I'm gonna start with the green shirt and work my way out. It would be much more challenging to reach the green areas if I do the purple first. It is also much easier to clean up the mess as I work my way outwards. Now back to the green. The green they used is very pale. It should be punchier, almost like a neon green. The one thing I won't be able to change is that in The Return of the Joker, he's actually wearing a vest under the tuxedo, whereas the new Batman Adventures one looked more like a plain shirt. Unfortunately, the belt of his cannot be removed, so it wouldn't make sense for me to try and extend his vest down. Alright, now onto the tuxedo. The purple here is also quite pale, and is a bit on the warm side. I'm not the best at mixing purple, but from what I've gathered, the purple in the cartoon, or in this case, movie, leans a bit cooler, a bit more blue-toned. And just like the green, it is much punchier. Also, this will make the purple consistent from head to toe. I just need to go over the entire thing a couple of times. Oh great, the paint dried a touch darker than I hoped. It is also now too blue. Let me try and remedy it. I can scrub everything off, but I don't want to redo the green again. So I'm gonna mix myself a warmer purple that is a shade or 2 lighter. And I'm gonna add a very thin coat of this over the bluish purple, to kinda lift and warm up the color a bit. I have to be careful though. The shoulder joints are really tight. There's already 3 to 4 layers of paint on the figure. I may not be able to move the arms once everything is finished. Ah, the purple looks better now. Let me do the Cel-Shading. The purple I mixed earlier is actually perfect as a shading color. I'm just gonna add it to the right side of the figure. I like keeping my invisible light source to the left, so that the Cel-Shading is consistent. Except for Bruce's face. The shading was added on the wrong side. Oops. Oh well. It's not that noticeable. Can't forget the bowl and the belt. I believe they're also this darker purple color as well. I'm almost done with the body. I'm gonna make his shoes white instead of blue. The heels are black, but instead of trying to maneuver my brush around the heels, it is easier for me to just paint the back half completely white first. And then I'll add the heels back in later. Adding a little shading on the shoes, and painting the heels black again. Okay, onto the face. I'm gonna have to redo the eyes. Instead of painting over them, let me remove them instead, using acetone. The acetone has no effect on the paint here. Weird, but interesting. Oh well, I guess the only option is to paint over the eyes then. The Joker's skin color is pretty much grey with a hint of green. It is going to take a few layers to fully cover up the eyes. And before I add the eyes back in, let me just quickly add a bit of shading to the right side of the face. Alright, let's do the eyes and teeth. According to the reference images, his eyes seem to be the same color as his teeth. They're light pale yellow. The eyes also aren't as triangular in Return of the Joker. It's gonna be a bit hard to reshape the eyes because the triangular shapes are molded in. If I alter the shapes too much, the eyes may look weird. Speaking of changes, I also need to add the gums and lips back in as well. You can see Joker's purplish gums at the corners of his mouth. And he's got these red pupils. They're quite small, so I'm gonna dot them in with a toothpick. That looks a bit too scary. Wait, I forgot about his hands. The gloves aren't this pinkish color. They're more like light blue. So let me quickly paint over them so that I don't forget. And gotta extend the shading down the hands. Okay, I'm gonna hit save by adding a coat of matte spray because I'm now gonna use the micron pen to add some lines. I, for some reason, am not good at using pens. My hands get really shaky and often slip. Luckily, if I'm quick enough, a wet brush can undo the pen marks. And the matte spray acts as a barrier, so that I don't ruin the paint underneath it. I had to do the eyes off screen, but that doesn't look too bad. Let me do the rest of the face off screen as well. Okay, I am done. I added the lips, the chin, and lined his teeth and nose. I'm not gonna touch it anymore. I don't want to wreck it. I am almost done with the head. The highlight on the hair is a bit too bright for me. It should be duller and a bit darker. This is probably the easiest thing to paint. I just need to stain it darker with the thin coat of paint, and then sharpen the edges with the black. Done. I'm happy with that. And one final thing to do before I do the comparison. Let me add some more lines here and there. There are a lot of distracting lines caused by the joints. I'm hoping that by adding more lines, I can balance out the figure so that the lines around his hips aren't as attention-grabbing. and one final coat of matte spray to seal everything. Oh wait, there are still Joker's dogs. Let me quickly show you what I did. First, a dark brown over the fur, then a deeper brown for the shading, and some black spots around the neck. I also added some lines here and there, but you can't really tell. Alright, here's my finished Joker from the Return of the Joker. Let's compare and see the difference. Ooh, it's fascinating to see just how much more defined and three-dimensional the cel-shaded Joker is. You would think adding flat colors and black outlines would flatten the figure. But no. Now I feel like I'm having a hard time seeing the original one. It's like he's out of focus or something. This shows just how uninteresting the simplified face is. For those who watched my video last week, you know I changed my tune on Batman. I actually appreciate the new Avengers design so much more now. It is a relatively simple character to draw, which means kids can easily draw Batman. But I can't say the same for Joker. The simplified design does not capture Joker's essence in my opinion. The smiley lips and the regular eyes are just much more memorable. That said, I don't think I did the best job recreating the look of Joker from the movie. There are things I wish I could do better, like maybe thicker lips or rounder eyes. I also wish his forehead was bigger, but oh well. I am still pretty happy with the result. As long as the figure isn't ruined, I am satisfied. What do you think? Do you like what I've done? Let me know down below. I didn't really care for the dogs at first, but they do help make the Joker figure look more interesting, and they are pretty well sculpted, so that's a plus. Besides, now Ace has friends to play with. As for Joker, he can hang out with Batman. Alright, let's end this for the photoshoot. This is one of the worst figures when it comes to posing. Those tiny feet don't do him any favors. He falls quite easily. And unfortunately, I can't really move his arms either. The paint got too thick, and you can kinda see the paint rubbing off on his armpit. But since he didn't come with any handheld accessories, there's really no point for me to move his arms anyway. That said, he does look good with his dogs and Batman. Alright, I hope you enjoyed today's video. I don't plan on getting any more animated Batman figures. I do want to make a Batman Beyond Return of the Joker display though. I think the 4 figures I got are perfect for it. Hopefully I'll get that done soon. But until then, give this video a like and subscribe if you haven't already. And stay inspired, and I'll see you soon. I can make it, so can you.